Hi everyone! Recently I have been asked what things one should consider while buying a rented property. I think it's a very interesting and important topic for everyone who is buying a rented property either as an investment or for his or her personal use. I have divided this video into two major parts. In the first part, we will check general things that one should check before buying a rented property, and in the second part, we will dive deep into things one should check if they are planning to buy a rented property for their personal use. We will also see in this video what as a buyer you can do to save yourself the time and hassle that comes with if you want to use the rented property for yourself. So buying a rented property is often attractive as one can buy it cheaper than an empty property. Don't worry, after watching this video, you will know why is it cheaper than an empty house. Let's start with the benefits of buying a rented property. As discussed earlier, this type of property is cheaper than an empty property. Second benefit is you don't have to spend much time in finding a new tenant and you can start getting the rent as soon as you have signed the purchase contract and transferred the purchase price. There is more to how you will get the rent, which I will discuss later in this video. Fortunately or unfortunately, the benefits of a rented property ends here. So let's move on to the due diligence part, which decides whether buying this rented property is a good investment or not. First of all, ask the current landlord specifically whether the tenancy has been trouble-free in recent years or not. Don't worry, seller has to answer this question truthfully, as if he does not, then you as a buyer are entitled to compensation. Also confirm what promises or dues are pending. So for example, tenant laid out new floor in the apartment out of his own pocket and the previous landlord agreed to pay the cost to the tenant back. Whether that payment has already been made or is it still due? You need to confirm this because after buying the property as a new owner, you will be responsible for paying such dues. Therefore, in order to avoid such situations, first ask the seller and then add a clause in your purchase contract that seller is responsible for settling all the pending dues dated before the transfer of the property. Similarly, confirm whether the security deposits are paid by the tenant to the seller or not. Sometimes security deposits are agreed, however are not paid by the tenant. So confirm it with the seller and make sure that you have mentioned in the purchase contract that the security will be transferred to you by the seller. It is important because as a new owner, you will be obliged to pay back the security to the tenant once the rental contract with the tenant ends. Next thing to check is whether the tenant is paying all the ancillary costs which can be transferred to the tenant by the landlord. These costs are called Umlagefähigkosten in German. Why I am asking you to check this carefully? Because it has been observed that in the older contracts, they were not well formulated. And it could be possible that tenants are not paying all the ancillary costs that can be transferred to them and were instead borne by the landlord. Not only this, it could also be possible that the usual annual settlement of ancillary costs was not practiced properly and the dues from several years have accumulated and are pending. If the rental contract is not properly formulated and tenant is not obliged to pay these costs, then as a new owner, you have to bear these costs. So as a buyer, you must carefully check the rental contract and the ancillary costs or Betriebskosten in German. You can argue here with me that as a new owner, you can change the rental contract. Well, that's not so simple. If the tenant does not agree to the new terms and conditions of the contract, then you cannot change it. So again, check the existing contract and Betriebskosten or ancillary costs paid by the tenant carefully. One last general thing to know is the transfer of rent from old owner to new owner. New owner cannot ask the tenant to transfer the rent to him directly unless the new owner is registered in land registry. Only after providing proof that he is the new owner can he ask the tenant to transfer the rent directly to him. Otherwise, he cannot. Therefore, new homeowner should add a clause in the purchase contract stating that the seller will transfer the rent to the new owner once the purchase cost is transferred until new owner is registered in the land registry. Well, these were some general things one should check while buying a rented property in Germany. So this concludes our part 1 and let's continue with part 2. In part 2, we will discuss that you want to use the property for yourself. In this case, you need to know the rights and obligations of both landlord and tenant. In part 2, we will discuss two scenarios. In the first scenario, we will assume that the tenant rented the apartment after it was converted into an Eigentumswohnung. You must be wondering, what does that mean? To understand it, we need to know some history. In the past, it has occurred that sellers converted the house into multiple apartments and then sold them. So instead of selling the whole building or house, they divided into multiple apartments or Eigentumswohnung and then sold them individually. From seller's point of view, it is easier and more profitable to sell multiple smaller units to multiple buyers as compared to selling a whole building to a single buyer. Now, where you can find the information when this building is divided into different apartments. To find this information, you need to check the Teilungserklärung document, and this document will tell you when and how the building was divided into several apartments. To know more about this document, check my video on documents to check before buying a house in Germany. Well, coming back, if you are buying a rented property, then different rules and regulations applies based on whether the property was rented before or after the division. So let's consider the first scenario where tenant rented an Eigentumswohnung and new owner wants the property for personal use. In this scenario, following applies. Firstly, landlord has to give a timely notice to the tenant, which is 3 months if the tenant is living in the property for up to 5 years. It increases to 6 months for a tenancy of up to 8 years, and if tenant is living in the property for more than 8 years, then the notice period is of 9 months. Next is who all are considered eligible for a personal use. They are landlord himself, his spouse, children, grandchildren, siblings, nephew, nieces, parents, relatives, or members of his household. Not only this, there must be a valid reason for landlord's claim for personal use. So what is a valid claim? Let's understand it with some examples. If the landlord has rented a small apartment to a student, now landlord's son has finished his bachelor's in France or US or any other country and now wants to move back to his hometown to continue his studies. In this case, it is a legitimate reason for the landlord to use the property for himself. On the other hand, if the landlord is currently living in a 50 square meter apartment alone and wants to move into his 200 square meter penthouse alone, then this is not considered as a legitimate reason by the federal court. Of course, landlord is free to decide how and where he wants to live. However, in this scenario, terminating the rental contract on the ground of personal use will not be easy. Similarly, if you own your own home or if you already live in a large apartment, it can be difficult to prove your own needs. Therefore, before you buy a rented property in which you want to live yourself, you should seek legal advice to find out whether a termination due to personal use is an option or not. One more thing to consider here is, if the reason for personal use becomes invalid before the move out date of the tenant, then the tenant does not have the obligation to move out. Next thing that landlords or new owners must know is faking personal use of the property can lead to compensation claims from the tenant. In such scenarios, landlord has to bear all the costs that the tenant incurred as a result of the move. It is also possible that the tenant can enforce to move back into the apartment as long as no other tenant has moved in yet. But for all this to happen, tenant has to prove that the personal use was only feigned. Tenants also have the right to object to the termination of the contract if moving out of the apartment is in particular difficult. The objection must be made up to 2 months before the termination date. Any objection made after that holds no ground. Here are some particular reasons for which termination can be prolonged or cancelled. It can be because of old age, illness, disability, or pregnancy. There can be any number of reasons to object the termination of contract, and tenants are usually advised to consult a Mieterverein or a lawyer before accepting the termination. And to make things even worse, as a new owner, you can give a termination notice only once the new ownership is registered in the land registry, which again can take several weeks. So signing the purchase contract is not sufficient for issuing a termination due to personal use. Lastly, check the rental contract before buying a rented house. Make sure there is no special notice periods or conditions that may affect or challenge your claim for personal use. Now we have an overview of all the possible scenarios that may occur. Let's understand what we can do to make things simpler while buying a rented property. Well, we have seen that it is not so easy for a landlord to terminate a rental contract. However, tenants can terminate the contract whenever they want without giving any legitimate reason. So usually it is advisable that landlord drafts a terminating contract with the tenant before buying a property. In such cases, landlord generally covers the moving cost and compensates the tenant for his hardship, if any. Landlord can also offer another apartment to the tenant, if any, however, he is not obliged to do so. At the end, coming to a common understanding can save both tenant and landlord time, money, and most importantly, unnecessary stress. Please note, termination contracts should never be signed prematurely and should be signed only after careful examination. So this concludes our first scenario. Let's check the second scenario, which can be a deal breaker for someone buying with an intention of personal use. In this scenario, tenant rented a property and later that property is divided and converted into Eigentumswohnung. In this situation, tenant has the right of first refusal or Vorkaufsrecht in German, which means seller has to inform the tenant in writing that he or she is planning to sell the apartment and whether tenant is interested in buying it. If seller does not inform the tenant about the same, then tenant has the right to object to the sale of property and can stop the sale by exercising his right of first refusal or Vorkaufsrecht. Normally, notar also informs the tenant of his first right of refusal, and only after tenant has provided a no objection in writing, the sales can proceed. So as a buyer, you can also confirm with the tenant whether he or she knows his or her rights and they have no objection before even going to the notar, and hence saving yourself some time and energy. This was the first hurdle. Now, if tenant is not interested in buying the property and does not use his right of first refusal, then he can continue living in the apartment as a tenant under the current rental terms and conditions. However, if new owner wants the apartment for personal use, then the minimum notice period in this scenario is of 3 years. And in cities with shortage of houses, this period can extend up to 10 years. Therefore, check Teilungserklärung and rental contract carefully and see when the property is divided and when the property is rented. Well, in this scenario also, as a buyer, you can draft a termination contract with the tenant before buying the property. However, if tenant decides to continue living in the property, then you cannot do anything as long as tenant obliges to the terms and conditions of the current rental contract. I hope now you can make an informed decision of buying a rented property and negotiate accordingly. If you have already bought a rented property, please share your experience with everyone. If you can spare some time and are interested to be a guest in one of my videos to share your real estate experiences, please contact me. I'll be more than happy to work together with you.